Lucas sat on his bed, staring at the ceiling. It had been days since that strange meeting with Jaden at the cafe, but the memory lingered. The unexpected photograph, the casual confidence, the way Jaden had smiled as if he already knew Lucas. It all felt too coincidental, too unreal. But there was something else bothering him, his sketchbook. After returning from the cafe, Lucas realized he had left it behind. Panic had set in immediately. The sketchbook wasn't just a collection of random drawings. It was deeply personal. Each page held fragments of his thoughts, emotions, and memories. The idea of a stranger flipping through it made him uneasy, despite Jaden's compliments. He needed to go back and retrieve it. Today. The cafe was bustling as usual when Lucas arrived, his heart racing as he scanned the room. There, by the counter, stood Jaden. He was sipping on a coffee, camera hanging from his shoulder as always, his eyes scanning the room as if waiting for something, or someone. Before Lucas could fully process the situation, Jaden's eyes landed on him. A slow, knowing smile spread across his face. "Hey, Lucas," Jaden called out, waving him over. Lucas approached cautiously, his eyes immediately going to the familiar brown sketchbook that Jaden was holding. "I think you're looking for this," Jaden said, handing the sketchbook over without hesitation. "You left it behind the other day." Relief flooded Lucas as his fingers closed around the book, pulling it close to his chest. Thank you," he stammered, unsure of how to react to the casual way Jaden had handled something so important to him. "No problem," Jaden replied, leaning casually against the counter. "I didn't look through it again or anything, just kept it safe for you." Lucas nodded, grateful, but still slightly flustered by the whole situation. He shifted his weight awkwardly, unsure of what to say next. A part of him wanted to leave as quickly as possible, but another part, the curious, artist side, wanted to stay. "Can I buy you a coffee?" Jaden asked, as if reading Lucas's thoughts. "I feel like I owe you one for the unsolicited photo shoot the other day." Lucas blinked, momentarily caught off guard. "Oh, sure, I guess." Jaden grinned and turned to the barista, placing their order. Moments later, they were seated at a small table near the window, the same spot where they had first met. Lucas felt a strange sense of déjà vu as he glanced down at his sketchbook, the familiar cover now feeling like a weight he had finally gotten back. "So," Jaden began, breaking the silence, "do you always get that absorbed in your art? You looked like you were in another world." Lucas felt a slight blush creeping up his neck. "Yeah, sometimes I just lose track of time, I guess." Jaden chuckled softly, his gaze fixed on Lucas with genuine interest. "I get that. Photography's the same for me. I get so wrapped up in capturing the perfect shot that everything else just fades away." Lucas glanced up, meeting Jaden's eyes for the first time in what felt like forever. There was something disarming about his confidence, his ability to speak so freely and openly, like they had been friends for years. It made Lucas wonder why he, himself, struggled to say much at all. "What kind of stuff do you shoot?" Lucas asked, surprising himself by keeping the conversation going. "Everything," Jaden replied, a smile tugging at the corner of his lips. "But lately, I've been focusing on street photography, capturing people in their everyday lives, just existing, you know? There's something real about those moments." Lucas nodded slowly. "Like that photo you took of me." "Exactly," Jaden said, leaning forward slightly. "I know it was a bit forward, but you looked so deep in thought, so focused. I couldn't resist." Lucas's face heated again, but this time he managed a small smile. "It's fine. I guess it wasn't the worst photo someone could take of me." Jaden chuckled again, clearly enjoying Lucas's shy responses. "Definitely not. I'll show it to you sometime if you want." "Maybe," Lucas muttered, feeling the conversation shift in a direction that made him a little nervous. He wasn't used to this kind of attention, especially from someone like Jaden, who seemed so at ease with everything. There was a brief silence as they both sipped their coffees. the sounds of the cafe filling the space between them. Lucas, feeling a bit braver, decided to ask the question that had been nagging at him. Why did you hold on to the sketchbook? Jaden looked at him, tilting his head slightly as if considering his answer. I don't know. I guess I felt like it was important to you, and, well, I was kind of hoping I'd run into you again. Lucas blinked in surprise. You were? Yeah, Jaden admitted with a shrug. You seem interesting, and I like interesting people. Lucas didn't know how to respond to that. He wasn't used to being called interesting by anyone, let alone someone like Jaden. But before he could get too lost in his thoughts, Jaden spoke again. Do you come here often? Lucas nodded. A few times a week, when I need a break or want to draw. Good to know, Jaden said, leaning back in his chair with a satisfied grin. Maybe I'll run into you more often then. Lucas wasn't sure whether that was a good thing or a bad thing. But as he sat there, sipping his coffee, he realized something he didn't mind the idea of seeing Jaden again. For the first time in a long while, Lucas felt like maybe, just maybe, he wouldn't be so alone in his little world anymore.